Up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
Hey, what's up, you guys? Film fan 0599 here again. It's been a while. It's been a while. I know I say this every time I come back to make a video. It's been a while. I know that, but I had to come on here and talk about this because there's no way I couldn't, because this night is, honest to God, the best night I've ever had in my entire life, in all honesty. So I had to come on here and talk about this. So I'm here to talk about my experience seeing Deafheaven in concert. I saw them in concert on March 10th, which was last Thursday, as of the time of making this video. And you know, and to explain who Deafheaven is to maybe my viewers who don't know who they are, Deafheaven were a black gaze group. Black gaze is a combination of the genres of black metal and shoegaze, and also, you know, has post metal in there too. And, you know, they're very well known for their classic Sunbather, which is my favorite metal record of all time. I love that album a lot. I discovered it through the pandemic, and, you know, I've just loved it ever since. It's been my favorite discovery that I've made through the pandemic, honestly. It's just one of the best albums ever created, in my opinion. And they also, you know, do the sound on their albums like Roads to Judah, New Bermuda, and Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. But with this new album, Infinite Granite, they want to go more into a melodic shoegaze sound. With this album, and you know, and it's also really great too. You know, it took a while for it to grow on me, but I do enjoy Infinite Granite a lot. I can see why this is what the band wants to do now. Honestly, it's a really great album. You should definitely check out just all of their material in general. They're an incredible band. So yeah, I was really excited, you know, to go to this. And, you know, because this is a band I've wanted to see for like the past 2 years now, and I was just really looking forward to it. And, you know, we're going to get into more detail about it, but it was a pretty great night, to say the least. So we're going to divide this into chapters. Okay, we're going to divide this into chapters. We're going to first talk about before the concert, then we're going to talk about the day of the concert, then we're going to talk about Midwife, then we're going to talk about Holy Font, and then we're going to get into Deafheaven. So, yeah, so stick around, stay tuned for the journey that you're about to take with me about my experience with this concert. So, yeah, let's just get on right into it, shall we? Woohoo! So let's first talk about before the concert, because the funniest thing about this is this show wasn't supposed to happen. That's the funniest thing of this whole ordeal, is that this show was not supposed to happen. So Deafheaven announced that they were going to tour off of Infinite Granite, and they released, you know, the tour dates and stuff like that, and Connecticut wasn't on there. So I was out of luck with that, and I was very bummed by that, because the last tour they were going to go on before the pandemic hit, they were going to come to Connecticut. And I was really bummed that Connecticut wasn't on there. So I was really bummed about that. But then it was last month. So like apparently there were some restrictions in Canada and stuff like that. So, you know, in the day that the restrictions were going to be lifted, were going to be after the candidates on their tour for Toronto and Montreal. So what they did was they canceled those dates, and, you know, they replaced them with Hamden, Connecticut, and Buffalo, New York dates. So when I heard, I'll never forget it, I was on Instagram, and I saw that the Space Ballroom posted that Deafheaven was coming to the Space Ballroom, and I was ecstatic. And I bought tickets almost immediately, man, because, you know, this is the band I've wanted to see the most live for 2 years now. So I had to jump on the opportunity. It was only like $32 for a ticket, and it was great. I was like, wow, I'm actually going to be able to see this band when I originally wasn't even going to, because they weren't coming to Connecticut. And now I am. It was just such a crazy feeling because like this show was not supposed to happen at first, and now it's happening. We're here. We're gonna have a great time, hopefully. And I was very excited. I was really, really excited to see what this show was going to bring. And I was just getting more and more anticipated within each passing week. I only had to wait a month for the show to arrive, so I didn't have to wait too long. But the anticipation was still killing me. So yeah, I was really excited about it, and it's just crazy that because this show wasn't even supposed to happen at first, and now here we are. So yeah, that's really just about it in terms of before the concert. So I guess we should just kind of just jump straight into the day of the concert. Now we move on to chapter 2, the day of the concert. Dun dun dun. So let's now talk about the day of the concert. The day of the concert was pretty hectic, to say the least. It was pretty hectic. There were a lot of things going on and stuff like that. But I was trying to maintain all of it and just get ready for what possibly could be the best night of my life, right? Like I was just trying to get everything maintained together so we could just have a great time, right? Yeah, so just I'm getting all ready. I got my sunbather shirt on. I'm like hyped. I'm excited. I'm getting ready to see the band I've wanted to see the most live for 2 years now. I can't believe it's finally here, So I was excited. I was very, very excited. So I get there, I get to the venue. I got there about an hour early before the doors open because if you don't know, the Space Ballroom is a standing floor venue. There's no seats whatsoever, so I wanted to try and get to the closest to the stage as I could. So I wanted to get there early so that way, I'm at the front of the stage, nobody can take my spot, and I'm just there the entire night. So I get there, I'm waiting in line, I'm literally the only dude in line. They haven't even set up the guardrail yet that they use for the venue. I literally was like, I went up to the guy that was doing the guardrail. I'm like, am I the only one here? And he was like, yeah, you're the only one here. And it was so funny because like literally the guardrail wasn't even set up yet by the time I got there. Yeah, so I'm standing there for about maybe 5 minutes by myself. I'm kind of standing there waiting, and there's this person that comes next to me, and this is where we get into another part of the video because I made a lot of friends during this concert, stuff like that. But there are 3 people in particular that stood out among the rest, and this was one of them. This person's name was Milo. Milo came up, we were both the only ones in line, so I just decided to just chat it up with them about just anything, really. And we just started talking about music. Honestly, we started talking about music. We were talking about our love for Deafheaven. We were talking about our love for Ultra Pop by The Armed. We were just talking about just anything, really. I think even we talked about wrestling at one point. Like, we were just kind of chatting it up until we got into the venue, honestly. I had a great conversation with him, honestly. He was great, honestly. I really enjoyed talking to him. He just knew. It's great when people get what I like talking about the things I like with people and stuff like that, but when someone gets it, that's when it's great, honestly. It's a different feeling when someone gets it, and very much Milo got everything I was talking about. I got everything they were talking about too. It was great, honestly. I really loved the conversation we had with the 2 of us. Honestly, it was really great. It was definitely one of the highlights of the entire night, honestly. And yeah, so then I think it was about 7 o'clock. We talked for about a half hour probably, honestly, maybe hour, half hour probably, around there. And we got called in to go into the venue. And we're in there, there's the stage, all the gear and stuff like that, and it was cool, because I'm literally at, the front of the stage and stuff like that. So, So then we're both just kind of chilling and stuff like that. We're both kind of wandering around, just kind of on our phones, just waiting, just kind of waiting. And then this is who is the next person that comes in here. Her name was Jen. This is when Jen comes in. Wonderful Jen. And at first we all didn't really talk at first. We were all just kind of standing around there. And I remember Milo was actually the one that went up to her and just started talking. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hop in there too. Let's go. Let's hop in there. Let's see what they're talking about. And we all just started chatting. Like, we were just all. That was my favorite thing I think about this show. Honestly, it's just how easygoing everyone was. We were just all happy to be there. Honestly, I just loved how easygoing all of us were. We were just all happy to be there, and just see our favorite bands. Honestly, we were just all happy to be there. It was great. We all start chatting it up, talking about music, and stuff like that. I believe we started all talking about like what are our top 5 favorite musical acts and stuff like that. I don't remember all of their, like, everyone on their list, but I know Milo had Radiohead on their list. I know Jen, I believe she said Mac Miller, I think. And I remember my whole list, because why would I forget my whole list? I said Jeff Buckley, Deafheaven, The Armed, Shoo Shoo, and Aaliyah. That's who I said as like my top 5, even though it changes very frequently. But at that moment, that's what my top 5 was. So we were all talking about that. It was so great, dude. I loved it. We were the dynamic trio. We really were. We were the dynamic trio the entire night, and it was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. So yeah, that was really before the show started, and stuff like that. So I guess let's get into now the acts. Let's get into the musical acts themselves. Starting off with Midwife, who was the one of the 2 opening acts for this show. So let's take it away, shall we? Booyakasha. I don't know. So Midwife was the first of the 2 opening acts. She came on at around 8, and her set lasted about like a half hour. We were all just kind of standing there, and then here she comes with, I'm assuming it was tea. I'm assuming that the drink that she had was tea. I know it's like the tea bag and stuff like that, so I'm assuming it was tea. She comes in with tea, and and I thought this was a band. May I, a disclaimer, before I talk about both of the opening acts, I had no idea about pretty much both of the opening acts. I went in almost blind with the opening acts, honestly. So, so I thought Midwife was a band. I didn't know it was just one woman, just with her guitar and, with her pedals and stuff like that. Like, I didn't know that's what it was, so it was cool. I was like, oh shit, I like musicians that kind of just, it's just them and one instrument, I love shit like that. So I was very excited. I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. And, she had like a telephone for a microphone. And it was cool. Like, this was just really cool, honestly. I was already, like, the show, like, her act didn't even start yet, and I was already digging this. I was already digging the hell out of this. I was like, okay, I can get with this. This is gonna be cool. So, she starts playing her songs. I don't think any of us, the dynamic trio, that's what we're gonna call it throughout the video. The dynamic trio, we all didn't really know who she was. Well, we knew that she was going to open up for this show, but we really didn't, know any of her stuff. I can tell you right now, we're all going to be listening to her stuff after the show, because she was incredible. I absolutely loved her set. She was so amazing. It was kind of like lo-fi, kind of like a lo-fi melodic kind of thing, I'm not so sure what genre to pinpoint it as, but it was very lo-fi, very melodic, and it was great. Very noisy at times too. It was really amazing, honestly. I really loved it. It was it took me aback. I wasn't really expecting I didn't know what to expect, but it was definitely great, because I've enjoyed the opening acts that I've seen for other concerts and stuff like that, but they're like, it's good. You know, I can definitely see why the band wants to have them on as the opening act. But, you know, like, I don't know, it's just not as enthralling to me sometimes as when the main band comes on. But not this. This was just as enthralling. I loved it. It was incredible. She was amazing. You know, I really loved her set. I thought it was incredible. She has an incredible voice. And you know, she's a very talented guitarist too. I love the effects that she uses throughout the set and stuff like that. It was incredible. I loved it, and we all, and you know, Milo and Jen as well loved it too. We all thought it was great. Like, we were all just taken aback by it, honestly. You know, and we all thought it was incredible. I absolutely loved her set. She was incredible. You know, so yeah, I would highly recommend her. Honestly, I've gone and listened to some of her stuff now. I just really love her a lot now. I think she's incredible. And yeah, I just thought her set was just really great, you know. And I thought she opened up the show really well. It got us all really excited for what else was to come throughout the show, honestly. So yeah, she was really incredible. I loved her set, and it was just amazing. So yeah, that's really all I got to say about Midwife. Now we go on to the next opening act for the show, and the next opening act for the show was Holy Fawn. So here we go. Let's get into it. Let's get into this shit, shall we? Woohoo! Alrighty, next up in the set we had Holy Fawn. You know, and this is where the third person in our tremendous journey comes in, and their name was Dakota. Dakota, I don't know if they were there for Midwife's set, but after it was over, you know, someone behind us was kind of talking about how excited they were to see Holy Fawn, and it was Dakota, and we all just kind of started chatting with each other, and you know, we started chatting about how excited we were for the show, how good Midwife was and stuff like that, and you know, and Dakota kept on telling us about how great Holy Fawn was, and so was Jen. You know, Jen was also telling us about how great Holy Fawn was. So let me tell you about this. What was the great thing about the four of us, right? We were all there for a particular reason. Milo and I were there for Deafheaven, right? Jen was there for Holy Fawn, and Dakota was there for both Holy Fawn and Deafheaven, but I think a little more so Holy Fawn, because the way he just kept on describing them and going crazy for them throughout the entire night was a joyous thing to see. I loved it. And you know, he was going on about like, oh, this band is incredible. If like the sound of Euphoria was made into like a band, it would be this band and stuff like that. And he was going on and on, and you know, I was like, oh shit, this must be like a very great band, right? This must be a mind-blowing band, right? I'm very excited to see what this band has to offer. And you know, he kept on telling me like, you ain't ready, you're not ready for what you're about to witness. So you know, and Jen was saying the same thing too. You know, she was like, oh yeah, this band is incredible. I've seen them live before, and you know, they blew me away and stuff like that. So I was like, oh man, this is a lot. Okay, all right, well, let's see what we're getting ourselves into. So Holy Fawn comes onto the stage, and within the first note, I tell you, of the first song, I believe the first song was called Candy, I believe it was. I was like, okay, oh, all right, let's get it on, okay, let's get it on, all right. And I was blown away. I really was. Oh my god, what a band! Seriously, they're kind of like shoegaze, doom metal in a way. Like, they combine like those genres, very melodic at times too. And you know, they blew me away. It was like kind of like with Midwife. You know, I didn't know what to expect, and I just was blown away. Honestly, what a set these guys had. Oh, just the atmosphere that this band created and stuff like that was incredible. Oh, like, I felt like I was being transcended to another dimension during a lot of these songs, honestly. Like, it was just so beautiful. I loved it. Oh, it was so great. Oh man, and my favorite song they performed was "Death Is a Relief," which is a new song I guess they have. It's not available anywhere as of the time I'm recording this. So I get to see a song. I get to see a song that performed live that's not even out anywhere yet. That's a great thing to kind of brag about. But yeah, this was my favorite song that they performed. Honestly, like when they were going like, huh, huh. Huh? Like I was getting chills. I was oh damn, I was just taking it all in. Like it was so beautiful. Like I almost started crying at one point during the song. Like it was just overwhelming with all these emotions and stuff like that. And it was incredible. I absolutely loved them. They were incredible. Oh, and then the last track, Seer, which is the last song they performed on the show. Oh, so good. So good. I think that's the song I've been coming back to the most as of now. Death Is a Relief was on streaming services, so I'd be coming back to that a lot, but it's not on there yet. So Seer's been the one I've been coming back to a lot, and just what an incredible song, and what an incredible way to close out the entire set, man. What a band. Seriously, I'm so glad I know these guys exist now, because man, they're incredible. They're so incredible. Oh, and I love the bass player. The bass player was my dude throughout the entire set. The dude was just lost in it. Like I love it when people are just lost in the music that they're creating, and he was definitely lost in it, and I loved it. It was so great. I loved every minute of it. It was an incredible set. And after the set was done, Dakota literally came up to me and was like, "Yeah, I was right. I was right, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, you were right. Yeah, I was not ready for this." And it was incredible. I loved every second of it. It was incredible. They definitely opened up well. Honestly, I just really want to give it up for Holy Fawn and Midwife. By far the best opening acts I've seen so far for a show. Honestly, really set the tone for the show. Really got us, got us through the anticipation of seeing Deafheaven and stuff like that, and just really pawned some incredible shows. I've definitely been listening to both of them a lot since the show. They're both incredible, honestly. If you've never listened to Holy Fawn or Midwife, I would highly recommend both of them. They're both incredible, and they're both incredible live as well. So yeah, Holy Fawn, what a set, what a show. So, oh boy, that leaves us now to the meat and the potatoes, ladies and gentlemen. This leaves us to now the main event. Like this is like fucking WrestleMania or some shit. Like the main event, and then of course the main event, Deafheaven, baby. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's go. So, Deafheaven. Just like I don't even know where to begin. Like, there's so much to talk about. There really is. There's a lot to talk about with this. There's so much happened during the show, and like, okay, so let's just get into this really quick. So we have the dynamic barbershop quartet now. Because Dakota's now in this, so now we're the dynamic barbershop quartet now. We're the dynamic barbershop quartet now. So we're all just excited, and throughout the night, like literally throughout the entire night, I've just been like, when Dreamhouse comes on, you all ain't gonna be ready. I'm gonna lose my shit, and that was a running gag throughout the show too. So the craziest thing about this, remember what I mentioned when I was talking about Holy Fawn, Jem was there for Holy Fawn. And throughout when we were talking about Deafheaven and stuff like that, I thought she had heard of Deafheaven before, because she was kind of charming in and stuff like that. It wasn't until Deafheaven was about to come on, it was about like maybe like 10 minutes before they were about to come on stage. Jem was like, "Oh, I've never heard of Deafheaven before. This is my first time hearing them." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like, I was just like, oh shit, like what a way to hear this band for the first time, right? Like in a live atmosphere like this. Like, imagine that being your first time hearing Deafheaven. What an experience that must have been. right? Like, oh, and we'll get into that when we're talking about the set. But I was just like, oh shit, this is about to be the night. Here we go. Like literally, this is about to be the night. I'm so excited about this. Oh, I was getting giddy. I really was. I was getting very giddy. I was like, with each passing minute, I was like, okay, it's almost time. It's almost 10 o'clock. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost getting there with Deafheaven. I'm excited. And then I heard the promotional music that they used for, you know, the promotional stuff for Infinite Granite and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh shit, it's time. It's time. It's time. And then I see the band members coming onto the stage. And I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And then, like, you know, I'm getting really excited. And then here comes George, who's the lead singer of the band. I'm like, oh shit, this is really happening. You know, like, because I'm going to be honest, I don't have the best luck with things. You know, I really don't. You know, my luck, I was really kind of thinking throughout the night, like, watch this get canceled at the last minute. Watch some, like, fuck shit happen, like, within the last minutes before they come on stage, right? And once they start performing the first song, I'm like, alright, we're here, it's time. Here we go. And the first song they performed was Shellstar, which is the opening track off of Infinite Granite. Oh, and honest to God, this might have been my favorite thing that they performed out of the Infinite Granite stuff, honestly. Like, the atmosphere they were creating with this opening song was just incredible. Like, I loved it. You know, immediately you see George doing his thing, doing his dance and stuff like that. And it was great. Like, I loved it. You know, just doing his little dance, doing his dances and stuff like that. Oh, just the way that the guy just gets, like, completely into the music, and just the way it just transcends him into another dimension is just beyond a beautiful thing to witness. It was incredible to see live. Like, here's, you know, I always watch YouTube videos of, like, the band live and stuff like that, you know, but to witness that in person, beyond anything, honestly, it's incredible. And I loved I loved this performance of this song. It was absolutely beautiful. It just set the stage for the entire show perfectly. And then when we got into In Blur and Great Massive Color, those were performed really well as well. I love the performances of those songs as well, especially Great Massive Color. I really liked how that sounded live, honestly. It sounded really great, especially when we got to the closing moments of the song. You know, it was really, really great. Honestly, I know a lot of people have been kind of criticizing George's clean vocals during this tour and stuff like that, but honestly, I thought they were pretty good. You know, I'll admit they kind of got lost in the mix a bit with the instruments and stuff like that, but you know, they were pretty good. They were really good, honestly. They were good. I liked them. You know, I'll admit I do prefer the, you know, like the very, you know, black metal, black gaze vocals and stuff like that, but for what he's doing, I think it's good. It's very good, honestly. I liked it a lot. But then we got to Honeycomb and everything fucking changed. I must, like, look, I enjoy Infinite Granite. I love Infinite Granite. But when we got to Honeycomb, that's when I think everything kicked into full gear. Oh, we were all just like, when he did, like when we hear the, you know, the cymbal going, tss, 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 and then he went, huh, like, it was just like, oh, I'm like, all right, we're into it now. Like, oh, dude, Honeycomb sounded insane live. Oh, dude, holy shit. Like, it was so good. It was so good. I loved how this sounded live. It sounded absolutely breathtaking live. Like, it just, and you know how I was saying, like, George's clean vocals were kind of getting lost in the mix with the instruments? He was fucking louder. Like when he did the black gaze vocals, he was louder than anything in the fucking room. Like, it was incredible. Oh my god, it was fantastic. I loved how this song sounded live. You know, when we got to the life is beyond fear, like when we got to that part, you know, I was screaming all the, mostly all the lyrics to all of these songs throughout the night. I think some people were maybe kind of annoyed with me, you know, kind of just like screaming along to the lyrics. But come on, like I've been waiting to see this band for 2 years now. It's a concert. Leave me be. Like I'm just trying to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I can tell some people were kind of getting annoyed and stuff like that. But like I'm trying to have a good time. Okay, like you know, like I've been wanting to see this band for 2 years now. Let me let loose and have a good time. All right, this is literally my first concert in like 3 years. Okay, I need to let loose. All right. So yeah. It was great, and then when we got to the much kind of slowed down part, the all instrumental kind of last like 3.5 minutes of the song, like when George was about to kind of get down at first, I went down with him because I knew he was gonna do that. I saw him getting the motions ready to go down. I went down with him, and he stared me right in the fucking eyes. Like he literally stared at me dead in the eyes, and he did it a lot throughout the show too, which we'll get into more. But this was the first time. He's literally looking dead at me. He's like doing this and just moving his head along with you know with the instruments and stuff like that. And I was kind of doing it too. I believe someone has the whole performance from this show, like the whole performance of Honeycomb from this show up on YouTube. So you can see me because I'm right at the front of the stage. Like literally throughout the entirety of Deafheaven's set, I was at the front of the stage. So you can literally see me in the video doing it along with him, or trying at least my best to do it along with him, and that was great. Oh, that closing like that closing instrumental set, you know, was incredible to hear live. Like oh my god, the atmosphere with it was so beautiful, and we were just all getting into it, like and we were just all just kind of just floating around. We were all like feeling like we were in space or something. It was great. Like I loved every minute of it. It was fantastic. I loved how the song was performed live. Honestly, it was incredible. You know, just what a way to kick off like the Blackgate stuff. What a way to kick off that. Honestly, it was fantastic. And then we got into from the kettle onto the coil. You know, which was great. Oh, hearing that drum intro live was something else. Let me tell you. You know, it was just. That was fantastic to hear. I loved hearing that live. You know, that's definitely one of my favorites, and it was great to hear that one live. Like it was just so cool. Like just seeing the drum go boom, dum, 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 dum. Like it was just crazy. Like because I was dead, because I knew that song was coming up next after Honeycomb, so I was looking dead at the drummer, waiting for the drum intro, and it did not disappoint. And then Worthless Animal was great too. I loved hearing Worthless Animal. That's probably my favorite off of Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. So it was great that they pulled out that for the set list and stuff like that too. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. You know, I remember what's funny during this song. I was, you know, and during kind of like the last few minutes of it, I was kind of, because I kept on like looking back and forth at like Jen, because Jen was next to me the entire time, you know, because literally Milo, Jen, and I were all together. Like we were all literally together at the front of the stage. And Dakota, I believe, was behind me during the entirety of Deafheaven's show. So, you know, so I like looked back to see where Jen went. I was like, where the hell did Jen go? Like I'm like, we're getting to some really great shit here. Where the hell did she go? And then after the song was done, she came back and she was like, I had to use that as like my bathroom break. Oh my god, I couldn't hold it in any longer because Jen like, yeah, no shit, because Jen like drank like 3 fucking beers like during the show. I'm like, yeah, probably her bladder was gonna fucking explode. Like it was hysterical. That got a good laugh out of me. And you know, so we got into the gnashing. So we got into the last 2 songs before the encore, which were 2 more songs off of Infinitely Granted, which were the Gnashing and Mobambas. The Gnashing sounded really good live. I really liked it a lot, honestly. It was very, very good. I really liked how that song sounded live. And Mobambas sounded beautiful. Mobambas sounded absolutely, absolutely beautiful in my opinion. I loved how it closed out the set. It closed out the set, you know, and it was incredible. I loved it, you know, especially when we got to in the heads of hate, the father home this tragic sound. Like when we got to that part, oh, just incredible. Just like we were all like, I remember when the song was about to start, Dakota was behind me, and he was like, "Oh, is this the last song off the new record?" I'm like, yeah, it is. He was like, "Oh, shit, I love this one." Like, it was so cool. It was so cool. I loved it. It was just amazing. So, yeah, that closed out the set really well, in my opinion. Closed out the set really well. And I thought it was really great, honestly. It was fantastic. It was cool. It was a great way to close out close out the show. I keep on having to use quotations because, the encore people. But yeah, it was great. I really loved it a lot. I remember some people were kind of confused at first, like when they were walking off the stage, they were like, "Huh?" Because they didn't play Brought to the Water, they didn't play Dream House. So some people were confused. I was literally like, "Oh, but guess what? We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet." And it was just, it was fantastic. So, yeah. So that was the main set of the show. So yeah, I guess we should get on to the encore, because we're gonna be here for a little bit when I talk about the encore, for numerous reasons. So yeah, I think we should get on to that, shall we? Alrighty, so now this was the encore of the show. I wanted to talk about these last two songs in a little bit more detail than I have with the others, because a lot happened with both of these songs towards the end. A lot of things happened throughout the show, but particularly with these two songs. So after it didn't last too long for them, like in between like the set and then the encore. It only took them maybe about like 5 minutes for them to come back on stage and stuff like that. So they came back on stage and they were like, "You guys want to hear more?" And then of course all of us, went crazy and stuff like that. And George was like, "All right, we got time for two more songs." And then he said, "If you guys know this next one, Getting Close," and the next song was Brought to the Water. I will say this. The show wasn't as, the audience wasn't as hectic during the show, but when we got to these last two songs, particularly Brought to the Water, all hell broke loose. Like, I was literally getting, pushed in to the speaker that I was in front of, during the entire show and stuff like that. It got hectic during this song, and it was fantastic. And during the intro of this song, George was doing his, 2-hour section. He was doing, the come on thing that, he usually does to the audience members, but he looked at me directly, and he, shook my hand, very aggressively. It was great. I loved it. He was just bring it in, dude, and it was amazing. I loved it. And everyone around me was just like, "Yeah, dude, yeah." It was just everyone was going fucking nuts. Jen, Milo, Dakota, they were all going fucking crazy for me. They were like, "You shook his head." We were all just going crazy. I loved it. It was so fantastic. It was so cool. And then, just this song was just so performed well live. Oh my god, it sounded amazing live. I loved how this song sounded live. George sounded incredible during this. He sounded great with all the with all the stuff. Especially the Blackgate stuff. But man, did he sound incredible here. I loved his vocal performance during this. It was so good. Oh man, and the drumming, of course, too. Oh, ooh, it was just all so perfect in my opinion. And during this song, this was one of the few times I pulled out my phone to take some video and stuff like that. And during when he's doing the surrender to blackness, when he's doing that part, I literally took a video of when he's doing it the first time. And he's literally, looking dead in my eyes when he's doing it. He's looking directly into my phone camera while it was happening. It was definitely one of, the coolest moments of the whole night. That was so cool. And then when we got to the part where, where he does, the world closes its eyes to sex and love. like when we got to that, you know, when he did it the second time around, you know, he went into our section and like he was just reaching out his hand. We all like grabbed onto his hand, like all of us. It was so cool. Like it was so great. I loved every minute of it. That was just so badass. And then just like when we got to like the closing moments of the song too, it was so good, man. I loved it. Like the atmosphere with it was so cool. Probably the most intense song of the whole night. Honestly, it was so great. We were all just lost in the chaos and the beauty of it. It was just incredible. I loved every minute of it, and I thought the highlight of the whole night was going to be him. It was going to be George shaking my hand. Little did I know there was something even better that was going to come in the last song, which we'll get to in a minute. But it was so cool. It was so cool. I loved every minute of it. Great performance by them with this. You know, it's definitely one of my favorite Deafheaven songs, so it was cool to like hear it as like, you know, because other than like the stuff off of Sunbather, I would most confidently say this is probably like their most popular thing, like outside of like the Sunbather stuff. So it was just cool to hear it live, and I really loved it a lot. It was such a cool. It was so well performed live, in my opinion. But however, the next song though, the fucking next song though. Oh boy, oh boy. The last song of the night. The song that me and I'm pretty sure everyone was looking forward to throughout the entirety of the night. Dream House. Literally throughout the entirety of the night. I could not stop talking about the fact that I was just so excited to hear Dream House live. Because Dream House, I proclaim as the greatest metal song of all time. Not just of the 21st century, not just of the 2010s, of all time. I think it is just, it's metal's greatest achievement, in my opinion. So obviously you could tell it's my favorite metal song of all time, and it's also very close to being my favorite song of all time just in general. I love Dream House so much. It's literally like one of the definitions of like a perfect song. And you know, throughout the night I kept on talking, you know, with Milo, Jen, and Dakota. I kept on talking to them about the fact that I just was excited to hear Dream House live. You know, obviously I was excited about the whole show in general, but I was just so excited to hear Dream House live. Like I was so excited, and you know, literally there was one point where like I think Dakota had mentioned Dream House, and Jen was like, literally this is what you know, insert my name here, you know, has been looking forward to throughout the entirety of the night and stuff like that. You know, it was so great. You know, it was so cool. You know, and I think they were more excited for me to hear the song live than they were to hear the song live. Like that's how much I was like hyping this up throughout the entirety of the night. And so we were getting to it. You know, George was doing his little speech before the song, and man, now this also the performance of Dream House from this show was also uploaded to YouTube. I forgot to mention when talking about Brought to the Water, that performance from this show is also up on YouTube. So if you're curious to see the performances from this show, they have the ones from Honeycomb, Brought to the Water, and Dream House up on YouTube. Just search up Deafheaven Live Space Ballroom, and all three of those will probably come up. So and why I say this is because if you watch the Dream House one, you can literally hear me in the beginning of the video going, "Come on!" Like, because I was just so excited. And the moment those first notes hit of that guitar riff, it was all over. It was done. It was time. It was time for the thing that I had been looking forward to throughout the entirety of the night. I was ready. and I was just so excited because I was ready, because it's the one Deafheaven song I like know every word to. It's kind of hard to follow along with the words sometimes and stuff like that with Deafheaven songs, because so sometimes it is, but with this one, obviously I knew every single word to, so I was ready to sing along to it and all that. And then I was just completely thrown off because George was standing right, like literally he was like in our section, and he was standing like right above me, like literally I'm looking up and he's right there, and I'm like, oh, what is he about to do? Once the first lines were about to hit, he literally puts down his head and literally starts screaming the first lines of the song to me. Like he's literally going, by supper, restlessness. Like he's literally like screaming it down to me, like he's singing it to me, and literally I'm just screaming it along to it with him. And then just like he goes on to then he goes to sing the rest of it, and like I was just stunned. Like I could not believe, like literally that just happened. Like literally that just happened. What the hell? Like, I'm like, wow, nothing's going to beat that for the entirety of the night, right? Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. And then somehow there is. We'll get to that when we get to that. And like everyone was going fucking crazy, like all around me, like Milo, Jen, Dakota, they were all going fucking crazy. They were all patting me on the back and shit. They were like, holy shit, like that just fucking happened. Like it was so cool. Like everyone was going nuts. Even the people like that were next to me were even going crazy. They were going nuts. They were like, what just happened? Like it was so cool. And just the performance of this song was so beautiful. Oh my god. Just being immersed into the atmosphere of this song live was just beyond anything. Like, the song is incredible. Obviously. It's the best metal song of all time. But it just hits different live. It really does. Like, it does. It just hits different in a live atmosphere. And my God almighty, it was just so enthralling. Like, every minute of it was just... I could not believe I'm witnessing this live. Like, I've been thinking about this for 2 years now, of witnessing this song live, and it's finally happening, in front of me. Like, I'm literally in front of the entire band while they're doing it. It's incredible. And it was just such a great feeling. Like, it was an incredible feeling. And I just could not believe all the emotions I was just taking in with it. And then, we get to the middle, we get to the instrumental kind of breakdown of the song and stuff like that, the quiet down part, and just, the down, like, and just, I was just taking it all in. I literally almost started bawling my eyes out. Like, I was just like, this is happening, this is real, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm actually here and witnessing this with people that I feel like I've known for my entire life. Like, we're just all taking in this moment so beautifully. Like, you couldn't even hear a fucking pin drop. Like, we were just all taking it in. Like you could hear a pin drop. That's what I meant to say. You could hear a pin drop because we were all just taking it in. We were just like, let's just let these guys do their thing. And then we got to that outro. That fucking outro. My favorite moment in any, like, music related thing ever. Just, just the, I'm dying. Like, it just, and then, it was so great. Like, I'm trying to sing along and stuff like that. And George, when he gets to the, is it blissful part, George is back in our section again. And, I'm singing along, I'm about to sing, he's going, I'm about to sing, blissful, like, I'm about to sing it. And then he once again looks down on me. Like, he literally looks down on me. And, not only does he, I thought he was going to, because he was literally looking down on me. I'm like, oh, he's going to sing it to me again like he did with the opening lines. No, what he does is he grabs my head. Literally grabs my fucking head, puts it down to the microphone for me to sing it. And, you know, I just, you know, sing, blasphemy, like, I scream it as loud as I fucking could. And, like, literally, like, he's putting my head, like, his hand on my head and putting it against his head. Like, it's, like, I couldn't even finish the rest of the song. Like, I was just stunned. Like, I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did that just happen? Like, I was like, I couldn't even believe it. I still don't believe that it happened. Like, it was crazy. Like, I could not believe that it just happened. Like, I was just like, wow. Like, out of all the fucking people he could have picked to do that with, for both times, he chooses me. I'm assuming it had to do with the sunbather shirt. It's because I had the sunbather shirt on. I don't think it was any other reason. Or maybe there might be another reason, but I'm thinking the main reason was because I had the sunbather shirt on. Like, he saw that I had the sunbather shirt on. He probably knew this was the thing I was looking forward to the most the entire night. Like, or maybe he could have heard me, like, telling everyone, like, Dream House, I'm so excited for Dream House, because, you know, I was fucking literally in front of the stage and I was literally being loud as hell. So, you know, maybe he just knew. Maybe he just knew, like, you know, like, I'm gonna make this entire guy's life right now. And it was just incredible. And then, you know, we get to the final sections of it and stuff like that. The lead singer of Holy Font actually comes out to do the rest of the section with him, and it's incredible. Oh my god, we were all losing it. You know, it was just such a beautiful moment. And then towards the end of it, when we get to kind of those final moments of the song, George once again reaches out his hand to everyone, and we all just like, oh, it was so beautiful. And then, you know, the song ends, George walks off, and the band slowly kind of walks off. So during the end of this, you know, we so the drummer was handing out like drumsticks. Well, I wanted the set list. I really, like, throughout the night, I was hoping, you know, since I was at the front of the stage, I maybe would get a set list. And the drummer thought at first I was calling out for a drumstick, so he gave me a drumstick. But I really wanted the set list, so I'm, like, crying out for the set list. And so the drummer, I believe, hands it to Jen first. It was either he handed it to me or he handed it to Jen, and then Jen handed it to me. It was either one of those two. But, so there was this guy with his girlfriend. I didn't catch either of their names, but they were also really cool throughout the show, too. I loved interacting with them as well. You know, they were so cool as well. You know, and they, you know, the boyfriend was trying to call out for the set list for his girlfriend. And, you know, I ended up, you know, getting the set list instead. So I didn't want to be a greedy bastard and take both the drumstick and the set list. So I offered to give the drumstick to the girlfriend and let me keep the set list. And as you can tell, right here, I think the trade went very well and stuff like that. And, you know, they were very cool about, yeah, they were like, yeah, we'll keep the drumstick, you keep the set list. So, you know, and it was really cool. It was really, really great. And then once we were kind of getting out and stuff like that, like, Jen, Milo, and Dakota were all going fucking crazy about me. They were like, dude, we thought the handshake was gonna be the highlight of the night for us, but he started singing to you not once but twice. Like, you were the legend of this concert, dude. And I was just getting all giddy because I was just like, holy shit. And I fucking hugged Milo. I was like, bring it in, man. We have to fucking bring it in. Like, it was just the embrace that we all had during this show was incredible. Oh my god, I really wanted to stay there and hang out with them for the rest of the night, but I had to go. I didn't want to keep my nana waiting and stuff like that. But oh, we had such a great time. It was incredible. We all had such a fantastic time. It was just, what a show, man. What a show. It was the best night of my life. Like, I literally, like, about like a few hours after that happened, I just started bawling my eyes out, because, like, I'm like, wow, that happened. Like, just all of that happened. You know, like, I made new friends. I got to see the band that I've wanted to see live the most for about 2 years now. I got to hear quite possibly what could be my favorite song of all time performed live. And not only that, but the fucking lead singer, the lead singer, George, fucking sung it to me. It's the song to me twice. Just it was incredible. It was incredible. It was so incredible. It was so incredible. Ugh. I can't get over it. It's been almost a week as of the time of filming this video. It's been almost a week since it happened. I can't stop thinking about it. I watched the videos that I took and the videos that my friends took, like, on a constant loop. Anytime I have felt down at any point during this week, I would literally just put on one of the videos from the show, and it would just make me feel better, because it just takes me back to that night, and it just takes me back to just, like, and not to get, like, extremely personal or anything like that, but, last year was a really tough year for me, and, I felt really depressed a lot during that year and stuff like that. So to have this, and stuff like that, and just let me forget everything that, I went through in, like, the last year and stuff like that, and just embrace in the music and embrace with people, and just it was great. It was seriously something that I needed. I really needed an experience like this to really just kind of let go and really just have the best time of my life. And that's what I certainly did. I had the best time of my life. It was a great show, and it was amazing. And the fact that the funniest thing about this is that it wasn't even supposed to happen. But I hope Montreal and Toronto get their chance to see this band at some point during this cycle and stuff like that. I really do. I do feel bad that I feel bad that their shows were canceled and stuff like that. But if there was one upside to it, is that I got to see them live and stuff like that. So hopefully sometime down the road, Montreal and Toronto get their chance, because I would really love them too, because this is something y'all need to experience. And this is, if they've only got a little bit left on this tour. If you live in any of the cities that they're coming to for the rest of this tour, I would go to it, please. It's a great experience. And if they ever go, whenever they go on tour again, and if they're coming to a city near you, jump on that shit immediately. I know for sure I will. No question. If they come back to Hamden, I'm going immediately. No questions asked. Just incredible show. Incredible show. I can go on for years about this. I'm never going to forget this. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. It was the best night of my life. It just... I'm getting very emotional just talking about it right now. It was an experience that, I will never forget. What a time. And that's going to do it for this video. I know it's been a while since I made a video on here, and, but I had to talk about this. This was a night, this was an unforgettable night. And I really needed to get on here and talk about this show, because it was just, everything about it was perfect. Every minute of it. The opening acts were incredible. The main attraction was great. People that I met were great. It was just an all-around great night, and I will never forget it. I wish I could relive it so many times. And I get to, with all the stuff that I took, and what my friends took and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was a fantastic night. I really loved it a lot. And also, obviously, I have a memorabilia from the show, too, so I never forget about it, and I can always relive it. So, yeah, it was a fantastic night. So, usually I would do, usually you would see the usual outro for my videos and stuff like that, but we're not going to do my usual outro. So what I'm going to use as an outro for this video is some of the videos that I took, some of my favorite videos that I took during the show, and you're going to see that at the end of the video. So the first two videos you will see during the outro were taken by me. The first two videos were taken by me, but however, the last two videos you'll see in the outro were taken by my friends Dakota and Jen. The first video was taken by Dakota. It was on his Instagram, and I obviously had to get it, and stuff like that. So credit to him for that. And thank you so much, dude, for even getting that on camera. And then the second video was by my friend Jen. I'm eternally grateful for her for getting this moment on camera and stuff like that. I can't thank her enough for that, because I get to just watch that on a loop constantly, and it's amazing. So credits to Jen for getting that on video and stuff like that too. Thank you again. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and me talking about my experience with this concert. I hope you all do good. And that's just gonna do it. I'm Film Fan 0599, and we'll see you all later. Peace.